These sales techniques are so subtle, they're impossible to notice, but that's exactly what makes them extremely powerful. Because there are some hidden ways to get people to buy your stuff without actually saying a single word. And the secret is using human psychology. You see, the way that you move, the way that you act, and the way that you show up to the calls can influence buying decisions. But most salespeople don't know how to use any of that. They're just relying on the words they say or some script they're trying to use. So I'm going to show you 5 silent but highly effective ways to essentially brainwash people to buy what you're selling. And we're gonna start with your hands and what you do with them. The way that you use your hands in a sales call can completely open your prospect up or get them to shut down. So if you feel that prospects are giving you sales resistance, they're not opening up, and they feel closed off, it might be a mistake that you're making with your hands. And it might sound crazy, but using body language can make a huge difference in your sales, regardless if you're selling in person or in Zoom. I used to lose sales all the time because of it. I used to scratch my head, I would pick my nose, I would do all sorts of stuff with my body language, just asking questions and then wondering what went wrong and why didn't they buy. So I'm going to show you techniques you can use with your hands to influence people. Now, the first technique that we'll talk about is the open palm gesture. Now, this is a proven psychological method that shows people you're trustworthy and there to help. Try to always keep your hands seen and in the screen, and if you're selling in person, never in your pockets. And when you're introducing hand movements, try to keep an open palm. This way, you're communicating that you're a friend, not a foe or an enemy. Because think about it, if you're on a Zoom call with someone and your hands aren't seen, they're always wondering, well, what are they doing with your hands? And this communicates to the reptilian brain that you might have a hidden weapon. Now, this sounds absurd, but still, it triggers fight or flight modes in their brain when they cannot see what you're doing with your hands. Also, you should never touch your nose or fix your hair because it shows you that you're uncertain and you're trying to find words to persuade them. It doesn't matter what the context is about, it indicates to them that you're uncertain about the situation. And if you're showing a prospect that you're uncertain, what's going to trigger in their mind? Uncertainty as well. Now, the last technique I want you to use is the heart to hand motion. This isn't something that you're going to repeatedly use during the call, but when you want to get the prospect to speak from their heart, to get more vulnerable, it's a powerful tool to have at your disposal. So for example, if you're asking them about their problems, so tell me, Chris, how's that problem impacting you right now though? This makes them open up and makes you seem much more trustworthy in their eyes. Now, knowing how to use your hands is a powerful technique, but this next one can be a game changer, especially the way that you show up. And this is the silent pause. Most salespeople blubber and yap throughout the call. The prospect doesn't have an answer and they jump in to save the day, to save something smart, or to ask the perfect closing question. Instead, shutting up and saying nothing but staying silent can help the prospect close themselves. So for example, when you ask a question and the prospect doesn't reply in 5 seconds, don't jump in and ask the question again or clarify. They didn't say a thing. So pause, let them think and allow them to answer. This will allow them to give you a much more thoughtful answer instead of you muddling the situation with another question. This also applies if a prospect answers too quickly. If they reply within seconds to your answer with a short reply, they gave you just a surface level answer. So don't reply to that. Hold your ground, stay silent, and allow them to elaborate. Now, the second scenario you can use this is after you reveal your price. So if you say something like this, so the investment to work with us is $6,000. Most of our clients get ROI within the first couple of weeks. Now, how would you like to proceed from here? If the prospect stays silent and they don't reply right away, let them sit on it. Don't jump in with payment plans. Don't jump in and say, I know this is a big decision. Don't try to save the day. Let them sit with a decision and give you the next step. Allow them to have the illusion of control in that conversation. The third scenario is what I call the delayed response. After the prospect says something important and opens up, pause for a few seconds before responding. This conveys that you're thoughtfully considering their answer and you're taking their words to heart instead of you spitting out a predetermined script. So if they say, yeah, so this has been going on for 5 months and it's really impacting my family. Sit back, allow that problem to fill the noise of the conversation. Don't just jump into the next question because the impact of the previous question will be completely lost. Now, let's move into your head and your head movement throughout the call. You see, the way that you position and you move your head can make all the difference. The technique we'll deploy here is the slide held tilt. Where can you use this? When a prospect shares something interesting or emotional, or they get into a relevant story around their situation, you can tilt slightly your head and even touch your chin. This shows them that you're listening to them with empathy and you're trying to understand their situation instead of you looking around and sitting there like a robot. It signals genuine interest, curiosity, and makes them feel heard and understood. Also, when presenting your solution and you're trying to align their problems with your solution, it always helps if you tilt your head to the right as well. It shows them that you don't have a predetermined pitch, but you're really trying to think and align their needs with your solution. It shows them that your pitch is a thoughtful, personalized approach and not something off the shelf. Point 4 is eye contact. Now, the mistake I used to make all the time is, especially when I was about to ask a hard question, I would start looking around and I would avoid eye contact. This breaks all trust and rapport because it shows that you have low confidence and you're afraid to ask the question. Well, if you're afraid to ask the question, do you feel you're gonna get a thoughtful answer? Not really. So throughout the conversation, hold strong eye contact, but don't get too aggressive. So every 10 to 15 seconds, make sure you take your focus away to another object. Make it feel like you're thinking about something by looking to the right and circling back to them. This creates a bond, conveys confidence, but also when you break away from them for a few seconds, it shows them that you're not a total creep. Now, this last technique is extremely powerful, but you have to use it with care. If you use it at the wrong time, it can really sabotage and damage the sale, especially if you exaggerate it. And that technique is the slight lean forward. So when do we strategically lean into a conversation? So as you start a conversation, you have to be leaned away to show them that there's no pressure and you're not committed to the conversation. You're not gonna push them around. But as the conversation gets more serious, and they start to reveal their problems, to show them that this is a private conversation and they're free to share more info. So for example, when you want prospects to open up or during objection handling, when you want the tough questions answered, you can lean in and say something like, well, I can understand that you're concerned right now, but you can be real with me, like it's you and me here. This non-verbal cue signals open communication. It signals engagement, and in a tough time during the conversation, it can allow them to open up. Now, these hacks are powerful, but along with the silent persuasion hacks, you need to be able to ask the right questions during the conversation. So watch this video to find out all the questions you have to ask during a conversation to close high-ticket sales. I'll see you there.